Last week we got a big reveal in the story this season that the relics we've been collecting each week in Season of Plunder contain pieces of Nezarec, a powerful being that we've only had clues about in the past. This reveal sent shockwaves through the Destiny lore community and has massive story implications, not only for Season of Plunder but also the upcoming Lightfall expansion and potentially our battle against the Witness. Well, today I'm going to review everything we know so far about Nezarec and what role he could play in the battle of light versus darkness. Well, if you're new around here or find this useful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below for all the latest Destiny 2 content and turn on notifications by hitting that bell. And roughly 98% of viewers who've watched This Week in Video Games aren't subscribed, so subscribe today and never miss an update. Well, Season of Plunder so far has seemed like a jolly old time. We're acting like pirates, plundering around on ships and digging up buried treasure, and just generally acting like pirates. However, the light-hearted veneer has just been cracked with the revelation that the darkness relics we've been collecting actually contain dead body parts of a very powerful being, one that's been hinted about in the past and one that could provide the keys to our future survival, or maybe annihilation, regarding the oncoming Witness and the Darkness fleet of pyramid ships. Well, this season, our supporting cast includes the Drifter, Mithrax, Eramis, Ido and Spider. Eramis and Spider have been hinting all season long about Mithrax's dark past, and even Mithrax himself has asked us to be patient and wait for him to find the right words. Well, last week Eramis spilt the truth of Mithrax's dark and violent past, much to the disappointment of his daughter, the Elixni scribe, Ido. Well, as well as revealing Mithrax's violent past, we also got the reveal of Nezarec. So it turns out that Nezarec was a disciple of the Lunar Pyramid, one that has been there for eons. Well, the Elixni discovered the body inside the pyramid, carved it up and put the pieces into relics, and these relics granted great power, although it was great power that also corrupted. So the first time we heard about Nezarec was on a lore tab for Nezarec's Sin. This one is an exotic warlock helmet introduced all the way back in Season 1 of Destiny 2, and is still one of the most popular warlock exotics to this day. Well, the lore tab reads as follows. So we've got Nezarec's Sin. He is that which is an end, and he shall rise again. Passage of O Hated Nezarec, a pre-Golden Age text. He is that which is end, that which covets sin, the final god of pain, the purest light, the darkest hour, and he shall rise again. When the guiding shine fades and all seems lost, he will call to you, fear not. All he offers is not as dark as it may seem, for Nezarec is no demon, but a fiend, arch and vile in ways unknown. He is a path and a way, one of many, and his sin, so wicked, so divine, is that he will never cower when the dust does fall, but stand vigilant as old stars die and new light blinks upon its first of this fated eternity. And that is a passage of Hated Nezarec. So from this text, it appears as if Nezarec is a godlike being. I don't really think he's a guardian, but he sounds like a powerful being all the same. Bearing in mind the context of Lightfall with the pyramid fleet coming, it sounds like Nezarec could be about to come back. And this line is very interesting. So it says, when guiding shines fade and all seems lost, he will call to you. Fear not, all he offers is not as dark as it may seem. So it's really hard to tell here if Nezarec is a friend or a foe, but more than likely he'll occupy that grey area, much like Savathun did in the build-up to, and also in the campaign for the Witch Queen. Well, that was the first time we heard about Nezarec, and the Drifter has also mentioned Nezarec in passing before, saying he'd been to one of the tombs of Nezarec, implying that there are many. Well, we also got some details last season in Season of the Haunted, and that was with the introduction of Nezarec's Whisper, the legendary glaive found on the derelict Leviathan. So let's head on over to that lore tab, and this one reads, Nezarec's Whisper, rise disciple and bear this gift with pride. And that was from Rolk, the disciple of the Witness. A chamber, it's cavernous, it's dark. Strange bisected statues of stratified minerals line the cathedral-like walls and culminate at the far end before a yawning opening that empties into perpetual nothingness. On the floor, a length of unidentifiable metal caked in centuries of dust catches her eye. A glaive. Eris lifts it into her hand. Striations of red illuminate on its surface and throb like a heartbeat. The glaive's power feels faint, distant, and yet an ember of something terrible still burns within. "Where are you?" Eris whispers into the air. And there is no reply. Well, here it appears as if Eris is on board the lunar pyramid, and we now know that it was Nezarec's pyramid. The glaive was a gift from Rolk, and it appears as if Rolk was a mentor to Nezarec in a similar role he held with Savathûn. And Eris is looking for Nezarec, but he is nowhere to be found. Well, next up, I've got another question to ask, and that is, why is Nezarec important? Well, Nezarec is important because of the potential relationship with the Witness. So the lore tab for Delicate Tomb, the new exotic fusion rifle we got this season, well, that holds more clues related to Nezarec's role with the Witness. Let's go on over to that lore tab on the Delicate Tomb, and it says, "The danger within is repulsive to us. They mistake the vessel for its contents. They confuse the pieces with the whole. They see their imprisonment as empowerment. They are hostages of the flesh, unable to see without vision, unable to hear without sound, unable to slake their thirst for fear of drowning. Their ignorance is their saving grace. Yet one among them understands in their limited fashion. They pour from one vessel to another, a welcome change, a new form, another method of gifting death. I am made finite, personal, bright and delicate to hide my true form, an intimacy. They think me contained, but I am instead diffused, a vapour upon the wind. Once again, I am becoming." Well, by the sounds of it, this is Nezarec speaking. Well, we can't see this detail in-game at the moment, but I did find something interesting on ArtStation. That is some concept art from a Bungie artist. We can see similar moving parts like we see on the weapons found in the Vow of the Disciple raid. We see the moving parts under the barrel for the fusion rifle, plus the wisps that we see when Rolk dies. The artist also references infusing it with a ton of story. So that is a really nice, interesting detail. Well, the exotic perk holds more clues, and that is called Traitor's Vessel. Well, the implications here are that underneath the casing for the weapon is another part of Nezarec in the weapon itself. So much like the relics are holding pieces of Nezarec this season and we're going around the system collecting them, there could be another piece of Nezarec inside this weapon. Well, Traitor's Vessel is an interesting description as well, implying that Nezarec perhaps betrayed the Witness long ago, which may be why he was killed and entombed in the pyramid. Okay, so that's a lot of detail, but what's going to happen next? Well, we know that Nezarec was a powerful being. He was the disciple in the lunar pyramid. His body parts have been scattered, been used by the Elixir to gain power, albeit power that corrupts into violence and greed. As to what is next, well, we've got some clues from the exotic mission, Vox Obscura, that can be found on Savathûn's throne world. So we've got 4 endings to Vox Obscura, which rotate over various weeks and refer to 4 outcomes. The first, the return of the Leviathan, well, that was in Season of the Haunted. Second, the resurrection of the Ship Stealer, and that is Eramis's nickname, and that happened this season in Season of Plunder. A city under siege. Well, initially we thought that could be the last city, but now it's more likely to be Neomuna on Neptune, and that is coming in Lightfall. Well, the final one, and the one that hasn't happened yet, is the Traveller infected by darkness. Well, that last one there is very, very ominous indeed, so this hasn't happened yet, as I mentioned before, but seeing as we're collecting relics containing the body parts of a former disciple of the Witness, well, that just can't be a good thing. We are collecting these relics and we could be about to put them back together, and maybe we are too close to the Traveller and a terrible accident is about to happen. Well, I don't know if we're about to bring back Nezarec himself, or if we're just going to use this storyline to get to using our new darkness powers in Lightfall, but all the same, it is a huge story reveal, one that has really exciting implications for the story this season and next season as we start to ramp up the narrative beats, going into Lightfall, releasing on February the 28th, 2023. Well, let me know in the comments what you think of the story related to Nezarec in Destiny 2. And that is it for this look at who is Nezarec in Destiny 2. And as always, thank you so much for watching or listening. For more Destiny 2 content like this, hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games. Or you can check me out on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Well, thanks again. I'll see you soon.